TV8. This is a breaking news alert.
It is 6 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I'm Teresa Weekly. Donovan Long is in East Lansing this morning as we continue our coverage of the shooting at Michigan State University. We'll be checking in with him throughout the broadcast. We know that a gunman killed 3 people. 5 other people are in the hospital in critical condition this morning. Police told us that the man responsible shot and killed himself last night, hours after the shooting and after a confrontation with police. MSU's campus police lifted the stay-in-place order shortly after they confirmed the gunman was dead. All campus activities are canceled for at least the next 2 days. And we continue to follow the investigation this morning. Police have not been able to give us any information about the people who have died or those who are in the hospital. They have been working on notifying families before they release that information. So that's something we expect an update on this morning. Police said they would share their next update at 8 o'clock this morning. This all started around 8:18 last night at Berkey Hall, one of the academic buildings on campus. The gunman killed 2 people there. Officers got there within minutes, and the gunman moved over to the student union, where he killed a 3rd person and left from the building's north door as officers arrived. And that was the last time police saw the gunman until they located him near the intersection of Lake Lansing and Larch Roads, which is nearly 5 miles away from where the shootings happened. They say the gunman killed himself after officers confronted him. Now, investigators have not shared how they found the gunman there.
And we have no idea why he came to campus to do this tonight. That is part of our ongoing investigation.
This is a process. It will take some time. I know we all want answers, and the answers will come. Hopefully what has been shared to this point is enough to assist in what we are all trying to do, which is to recover.
We've been working to confirm the identity of their suspect. The only thing investigators would tell us so far is that he was a 43-year-old man and didn't have any connection they know about to MSU. We saw a large police presence around a home following the gunman's death. That was on East Howe Avenue near Creston Avenue in Lansing. Now, police did not confirm if that was related to the shooting investigation. They only said that they were investigating at other locations in connection with the shooting. So that's something that we'll be working to confirm this morning. Now, as part of our team coverage, we have Brittany Flowers following the conditions of those 5 people who we know went to the hospital. They went to Sparrow Hospital, which is in downtown Lansing. And Brittany Flowers is there now with what she's heard from hospital administrators. Good morning, Brittany.
Yeah, Teresa, this is where those 5 victims are recovering. I spoke with a hospital spokesperson earlier this morning. Out of respect for the victims and their families, they're not giving out much information about who exactly these victims are. But he did tell us that they're all listed in critical condition, varying degrees of injury. Some have either gone through surgery or are currently going through surgery. As these victims fight to survive, the spokesperson says that the doctors and nurses here at Sparrow Hospital are doing everything that they can.
There is some variance in the conditions of the patients. They're all critical. Several have been in surgery. We've had 5. We don't expect any more tonight. They're all in different stages. I can't really get into the severity of injuries or the types of injuries. We're largely deferring to MSU. We're working with them.
We have been mentioning MSU police will hold a press conference again at 8 o'clock this morning. John Foran tells us that the chief medical officer will be at that press conference. We expect to learn more about these victims as well as the extent of their injuries at that time. We do want to also get out to Donovan Long, who is on campus this morning. Donovan, what can you tell us?
Hey, Brittany, good morning. Yeah, you know, we've seen overnight so many students who normally live at the residence halls on this campus go home for the night, really, and on into today. They said they could not stay here any longer, and they could not be in this environment where they just are continuing to process grief like that. They said they needed to distance themselves from such a situation that we saw unfold last night. I got to tell you, I ran into a freshman student here at the university at one of the residence halls here. He's a freshman from South Africa. He says he never imagined he would come study in America at a university where he would find himself fighting for his life potentially. He said he was with his girlfriend 20 minutes before police say a gunman opened fire at the MSU Union building. He said he and his girlfriend were there just doing what they normally do, having normal conversation on Monday, and realized that they too could have been put in harm's way if they didn't choose to leave within minutes of the gunman coming in. Take a listen.
My thoughts and prayers go out to all the families affected, because you know it's a grand tragedy that people would have to experience this sort of thing. But I can just count my lucky stars that we decided to leave when we did.
Yeah, honestly, you heard him saying he's counting his lucky stars. That's really the sentiment that's been reflected here all night and on into this morning. We've talked to several parents on the ground here who are just thankful that their sons and daughters made it out alive, but they are also praying for everyone else who's been deeply affected by this tragedy. We're talking about the people who are recovering in critical condition, who Brittany just spoke about, and also the loved ones of the 3 people who have died in this shooting, Teresa.
And I know that the campus has grief resources available for students who maybe didn't get to go home or didn't have a place where they could go. And so that's something that will be available to them today as well. Thank you, Donovan. We have heard from students and employees on campus about the moment they heard the gunshots. A woman who works on Brody campus said they got a notification from campus police to shelter in place and then saw a stampede of people running. She and her co-workers hid in a crawl space in their building for several hours.
That herd of people running from the front to the back, because we thought that he was over there by the way everybody was running. And then I had some other employees of mine run into the office, start grabbing their stuff and run out. And it wasn't a good sound, it wasn't a good image.
Madison said the staff went over emergency procedures just last week, which included what to do if they had to shelter in place. Governor Whitmer graduated from Michigan State University in 1998. She shared a statement last night that says parents across Michigan are on pins and needles calling their kids tonight, checking in on them and telling them they love them. It doesn't have to be this way. This is a uniquely American problem. Too many of us scan rooms for exits when we enter them. We plan who that last text or call would go to. We should not, we cannot accept living like this. Tonight, Spartans will cry and hold each other a little closer. We will mourn the loss of beautiful souls and pray for those fighting for their lives in the hospital.